You left our son alone in a shack for 4 whole days and nights?
Well, I've been alone in this shack for 4 whole years.
I have some news. Now you can decide whether or not it's good. You've been pardoned.
You know, Nell had said something to me right after I'd seen you last. She was trying to talk me into taking the pardon because she said they needed more people working on the outside to change what is going on in there. She thinks that's what I should do.
Do you have someplace to go?
Yes, I'm going to go see a friend up at Cedar Lake.
I'll be sending you every penny that I owe you.
I'll believe that when I have it in my hands.
Well, you will, soon. Which means you'll keep your promise about telling Ricky about his mother, right?
Sure. I couldn't breathe a word to the brat if I wanted to anyway. He's gone.
What? Where'd he go? Can I help you?
I hope so. I'm looking for someone named Crystal Fox. My name's Ricky Robbins.
Oh, why do you want to see Crystal Fox?
I hear she was a friend of my mom's.
Where'd you hear that?
A woman who raised me. See, I figure Crystal can tell me why Mary Lou, that's my mother, ditched me right after I was born.
This woman who raised you, she didn't tell you anything?
If she did, I wouldn't be here. So is Crystal around or what?
I'm Crystal Fox.
Why didn't you just say that?
Well, if you'd have told me what you wanted, I mean, if you'd have told me you were Mary Lou's son and all, I would have...
Okay. All right, so can we talk about my mom?
Look, I can't.
I just have a few questions.
I'm a waitress here, and I've got guests arriving any minute.
Okay. I'll come back later.
Crystal's not still setting up the dining room, is she?
Afraid so. She ought to be prepping the salads by now.
Oh, here, let me help.
Well, thanks.
So what do you need me to do?
You can pick up the pace for starters. We got a busy night ahead.
Sissy's still got to make everything for that party we're catering tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
You better pull yourself together, girl.
Just get off my back, Rita.
Well, what's the matter? You've been on it often enough.
Lay off. I mean it.
I can't have this. Not when I'm trying to build up a clientele.
I hate to tell you, Mrs. Meadows, but the kid's always been a little flaky.
You know, you both are being a little unfair. Think of what Crystal's gone through since getting here. Losing her job, breaking up with Randy, being tossed in the middle of Tony's murder.
Oh, all right, Sissy. We won't pick on Crystal anymore.
Hey, Randy. What happened? Did my wedding invitation get lost in the mail?
There won't be any invitations now. The wedding's off.
Oh, Randy, I'm sorry.
Well, that's the way it goes. You start dating a hooker, you better figure that sooner or later, she'd be up to her old tricks again. And with Crystal, that's old tricks and new tricks and rich tricks. Whatever.
Open solitary. Here's your food, Holly. I know it's not much fun in here, but maybe next time if you see an opportunity to escape, you won't jump at it so quickly.
I don't think that'll happen again.
I hope not. Warden Grayson took a lot of heat because of your escape. She's considering sending you to a mental facility.
Look now, things have changed for me. I have someone on the outside who believes in me, in my innocence. And he's gonna help me.
I hope he can.
I know he can. He's a police officer.
Sounds good, Holly. Sounds real good.
stale summer wind, waiting for this love to pass, but then it comes again. Your gentle eyes, they still my soul, your beauty fills the air. In a dream I wondered, could it be? Are you really there? Ooh, woman, won't you take me away? I know that time beats love, and for love you gotta pay. I made a major decision tonight. I decided I can't go on being engaged. I think I'm in love with you. So I called the wedding off. What happens next is up to you. But it is gonna be okay, isn't it? Because you do love me. Don't you? You set me free. You set me free. So after reviewing the case file, I don't think that Miss Warner is guilty of kidnapping your son.
You're the only one who's ever said that. Have you looked at all the evidence? Everyone's statements?
Yes, I have. And I think we both know that Holly was more a victim here than a victimizer. Don't we, Mr. Walker?
Holly, is it?
Yeah, and what about it? Look, I'm convinced that the kidnapper is still at large, and I would think that you, as the father of that son, would be interested in doing anything you can to get that person off the streets.
Tell me one thing, officer. What made the police decide to reopen the case?
The police didn't. I did. I'm not acting in my official capacity.
I see. Well, Officer Vernon, trust me, if I have any new information, I'd certainly pass it along to the police or to you. But I don't.
Well, here's my card. Just in case anything comes up.
Don't count on it. But if it does, I'll be sure to call.
What's going on in here?
Call the police, Joe.
The police? What happened?
He should be arrested for burglary. I caught him red-handed.
Let me take care of this, please.
What on earth could he be stealing in here?
Food. Those platters for the party we're catering tomorrow.
Why were you stealing food?
I wasn't.
Well, what were you doing, son?
But there's plenty of food in here. I didn't think anybody would miss a few sandwiches. You're the one they should arrest for assault and battery.
Why on earth would you be stealing food?
What do you think? I was hungry.
Oh, Ricky.
You know this kid?
Yeah, we met this afternoon.
Who is he?
He's the son of an old friend of mine.
Oh, that doesn't give him the right to steal our food. I think we should call the police.
Now, wait. Ricky's been having a real tough time lately. I mean, he just left home and he probably hasn't had a decent meal in who knows how long, let alone a decent place to sleep.
Is that so?
Yeah, how'd you know?
You told me this afternoon.
No, I didn't.
Oh, honey, after getting hit on the head with that frying pan, I mean, how do you expect to remember anything?
Well, Sissy's gonna be pretty upset.
It's her first big catering job.
But I guess we could spare a few sandwiches.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
It's Ricky, right?
Right.
Joe, you need a place to stay?
Yeah, sure.
How about 3 meals a day?
I've forgotten what that's like.
All right. Well, I'm staying down at one of the cottages I'm renovating for the inn. You can bunk down with me. In the morning, we'll figure out what you can do to earn your keep.
things went pretty smoothly tonight.
You bet.
Tricia,
Well, who have we got here?
this is Ricky Robbins.
He's the son of an old friend of mine. Joe said he could stay with him tonight.
I figured I could find some odd jobs for him to do around here in the morning.
Joe, you know that we're really not able to hire anyone new.
Don't worry. He'll be working to repay you for the party platters he demolished.
Oh, no. Now I'll be awake all night making those up again.
Big mouth.
Thief?
You know, you got an attitude problem.
Hey, watch it. It's my daughter you're sassing.
Don't worry, Mom. I can take care of myself.
Oh, yeah, you're only tough when you got a frying pan in your hand.
Hey, I'm warning.
Come on, come on, come on. Let's show some hospitality here.
Any room at the inn?
I didn't know we were gonna be here. No, I came to see Sissy.
Is everybody still the same?
Is Randy still working there?
Yes, he is.
I want you to meet Patricia Meadows. This is our friend Maria Trent, but you probably gathered that, didn't you?
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And, well, this is Joe Holland.
Nice to meet you.
And Rita's daughter, Debbie.
Hi.
And,
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Okay, you two, we've got some work to do in the kitchen. We'll see you later.
Hey, wait a minute. Your sentence isn't up yet. How'd you get out?
You didn't break out, that's for sure.
No, do you remember that lawyer that Faith had sent me, John Randall? Well, he got me pardoned.
You finally let him help you?
Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Be nice to be free again.
Yes, it is.
Before we reach for the frying pan, I'm just looking for some aspirin.
Really?
Cross my heart.
It's right here. Why do you need it?
Oh, it's funny. I always get a headache when someone yells me with a frying pan.
You're lucky a headache's all you got.
Yeah, you got a heck of an arm for a girl.
For anyone.
One of those feminist types.
Just remember one thing while you're here. Don't mess with me.
Oh, you talk tough.
It's not just talk.
Oh, yeah? Show me some action.
Watch it.
You know something, Debster? You're exactly my type.
You're out of your mind.
Why? Because I like my woman rough?
Your woman?
Come in.
I gave Maria room 6.
Fine.
Isn't it wonderful? Maria getting a full pardon. And it's all thanks to you, Faith.
Well, I'm glad that I could help. I've always had such empathy with Maria.
You did?
I also know what it's like to have an abusive husband, Sissy.
I guess you do.
Not that Ben beat me up the way Maria's husband did. At least, not at first. It's just that once my father died, I can't recall a single time he treated me with anything that resembled tenderness or affection. He only cared about my father's money, never me. He spent most of his time with other women. But when he found out about Harry and me, he became ruthless. You know, Sissy, I think he actually derived pleasure out of cutting my face and killing Harry in front of me. And even that was enough. To frame me for the murder. Sometimes I actually dream that I killed Ben. Just flat out killed him. But framing him for my murder is really so much better. Faith Cronin's murder. After all, turnabout is fair play. Ben will spend the rest of his life in prison. For Ben, that'll be living hell. God, Sissy, I would love to be in the courtroom the day that jury sends him away for life.
Look, you have got to forget about all of that, Patricia. Forget about him. Ben Cronin can't hurt you anymore.
Thank God Tony Osorio's gone, because if he told Ben who I really was... God, Sissy. I don't want to imagine what Ben would do to me.
Well, you don't have to.
Are you done gabbing with your girlfriend now?
Maria and I had a lot of catching up to do.
Fine. Now catch up with me. I want to hear about my mother.
I'm surprised you're still here. Why aren't you at Joe's?
I want to talk to you.
You shouldn't be up so late. You need your sleep, honey, especially after getting hit on the head like that.
I'm fine. So when... No.
Anything to read down here?
I think I saw today's paper over on that couch.
Listen, she's had enough of your time. Now talk to me.
Look, it's been a really long day. I mean, can't we do this tomorrow?
I've been waiting years to hear about my mother.
Then you can wait one more night. Please, let me get a few hours sleep.
All right. Tomorrow morning, first thing.
Why is he asking you about his mother?
Oh, because somebody told him we were best friends.
Were you?
Well, I guess you could say we were as close as two people could be.
So, why are you putting him off?
That's my business, Maria. You hear?
What is going on? You have never snapped at me like that before.
I'm sorry. It's just this last week's been a little tough. Tea's already brewed. You want a cup? I need something to calm my nerves.
Sure. So, have you ever seen this boy before?
Never. At least not since he was a little baby.
Was his mother a friend of yours from school, or...?
We go way back. I mean, we grew up together, okay?
So what happened to her?
Maria, if you couldn't tell before, I do not want to be answering all these questions.
What is wrong with you, Crystal? You don't want to talk to me, you don't want to talk to the boy.
It's just I'm all talked out for the day, okay?
Well, if he's a son of a friend of yours, obviously he needs to talk to somebody about his mother. You'd think your heart would go out to him.
It does.
So then why don't you want to help him?
Because he's not my friend's son, Maria. He's mine.
He's yours?
I had him when I was barely 16. I tried to take care of him, but I just couldn't do it.
Crystal, you mean you gave him away?
I didn't have any other choice.
Do you know how many women would do anything to have a child?
Maria, you have no right to say that to me. Your situation's got nothing to do with mine.
Crystal, I'm just trying to understand. How could you give him up?
Look, I support him. I buy all his food and clothing. But how could I work and take care of him, too? I didn't want it this way, Maria, honest. But I just didn't see any other way. All right. Think whatever you want about me. But I know I did my best. And what was best for my son.
I went to the doctors last week. I'm pregnant.
What the hell are you talking about?
We always thought about having a baby. You know how much I've always wanted to have a child. I know this hasn't come at the right time, but, you know, we can make the back room into a nursery.
You stupid bitch. Haven't you ever heard of birth control?
We've talked about that, Russ. You know I don't believe in birth control.
No! You believe in ruining my life.
Russ.
I don't want a damn baby.
Russ, please.
I don't need one.
Please.
State law requires me to ask you what happened. It appears you've been beaten.
No. I slipped and fell. I slipped. I'm all right.
No, you're not all right. I'm sorry, but you lost your baby. Maria, I wish I didn't have to say this, but there were complications. I'm afraid you won't be able to have children.
Never?
I'm sorry.
So this is what they got you doing?
It's not so bad. Listen, Randy, we need to talk about Crystal.
Oh, there's nothing to talk about.
Randy, I don't think you know the whole story.
I know enough. She and her boss went off for a romantic little weekend.
Do you know why? Because she needed money to pay for your medical bills, and she thought that was the only way to get it.
Well, it wasn't.
What else could she have done? Her boss was putting all kinds of pressures on her, and those bills of yours had to be paid.
I'd never asked Crystal to do something like that just to help me.
But that's how much she loves you. She also loves you enough that she couldn't go through with it. Did you know that? Nothing happened between her and her boss.
I wish I could believe you, Holly.
It's the truth. I know how Crystal feels. We've both been accused of things we didn't do.
What? Warner, you have a visitor.
Give her another chance, Randy. Hi!
Hey.
Oh.
All right, break it up. This isn't the love connection.
Why don't you go torment someone else, Mr. Fisher?
You know, you're getting a real sassy mouth, Warner. Watch it.
He doesn't seem like somebody you'd want for an enemy.
Well, I'm not afraid of him anymore. God, it's so good to see you. How'd you get the time off?
I didn't have to. The chief suspended me.
Oh, no. I was afraid of this.
No, it's fine, really. This way I can work 24 hours a day at trying to clear you. Yesterday, I even spoke to Michael Walker himself.
Well, I can't believe he'd want to help.
Well, he didn't tell me anything, but I think I want to go back. I want to talk to his wife. He said she wasn't there.
Well, I guarantee she won't help.
She was even angrier than Mr. Walker about what you supposedly did to her son?
Not only that, but she was jealous of me, Jerry. I didn't know it at the time, but Mr. Walker always had his eye on me. And when I told her he raped me, she said I led him on.
Just how jealous is she?
Very, now that I look back. But I guess Mr. Walker gives her good reason. I doubt I'm the only girl he's gone after.
But unfortunately, you were the only one who happened to be under her nose at the time.
Time's up.
It's only been a few minutes.
Well, your sweetie has some work to catch up on. Your pail and your mop are waiting for you.
Won't have to put up with this much longer.
You know where Robbie is?
He's with the nanny.
I assume that. Where?
Well, I'm not supposed to go near him, remember? I'm just following orders.
I'm sure you're doing so with pleasure. Never understand how you can treat your own flesh and blood the way you do.
Well, I'll never understand how you can treat your wife the way you do.
I treat you better than you deserve.
Oh, because you didn't turn me over to that eager young officer who wants to clear your dear little Holly? Yes, Michael, I know about it.
Well, you should be damn grateful.
Well, don't forget that right before I kidnapped your son, you committed a little crime of your own. I'm sure the police would be just as interested in that.
Why are you the only one who's ever believed that girl's rape fantasy?
Because, Michael, I know you so well. Come on, darling. You know my dark secrets. Why not tell me one of yours? Admit you slept with Holly the night of the party.
Get away from me, Eileen.
Oh, you don't even have to say whether or not it was rape. Just tell me. Did you sleep with her?
I said get away. For the time you remain in this house, you do so through my good graces. Don't push it. The next time the police drop by, might not be so discreet.
So, what does your boyfriend do?
He's a police officer.
Oh, well, that doesn't cut any ice in here, you know.
I never thought it did.
Yeah, well, don't forget, in here, I am the law.
I really don't care, Mr. Fisher. I don't intend to be in here much longer.
Is that right? What are you going to do, try another prison break?
I don't have to. You see, Jerry's working on my case. He's gonna prove my innocence.
Yeah, right.
He will. And soon. And I'm gonna walk out of here and never have to look at you again. I don't know how you live with yourself after what you did to me.
You're, kind of cute, you know that? Look, if you play your cards right, your time here could be a lot easier for you.
I'll leave these until tomorrow.
No. You leave when I tell you to leave.
Let go of me!
No.
Let me go!
Easy, Holly.
No!
Be quiet.
Let me go!
Quiet.
No!
Holly, come on.
Let me go!
Quiet.
Fisher, something on your mind? You're miles away.
Not far enough.
So what's this new angle?
I'd like to know your wife's feelings towards Holly Warner.
That girl kidnapped our son, Officer Vernon. How would you expect Eileen to feel about her?
I'm not talking about that. Holly said that your wife believed you were very attracted to Holly.
What? Look, I'll grant you, Holly's a very pretty girl.
And you were more than aware of that, weren't you? And your wife knew it. That's why she fired her, didn't she?
Officer Vernon, what does this have to do with my son's kidnapping?
Maybe a lot. Just how desperate does your wife become when she's jealous of another woman?
What's going on here?
I'm Officer Jerry Vernon, ma'am. I'm reinvestigating your son's kidnapping.
Really?
If you have a moment, I'd like to talk to you.
Well, is that necessary? You and my husband seem to be doing just fine talking about me.
I'd like to hear your side of the story.
My side? You told him, didn't you? You betrayed me.
Shut up.
I will not shut up. Didn't I warn you that I would take you with me if you did this?
Eileen, I have not said anything.
That's not exactly true, Mrs. Walker.
I know that. I'll tell you my side of things. If he hadn't raped the girl, none of this ever would have happened.
Eileen!
Whoa. Let's see if I understand this from your point of view. The girl told you that your husband raped her and then she left this house?
Yes.
I'm telling you, I haven't said anything.
And then you kidnapped your own son to frame her?
And to get back at my husband. Are you going to read me my rights?
I need to make a phone call.
Well, while you're at it, you can read Michael his.
There are other people who would be glad to do that.
Damn fool.
So, are you enjoying your first full day of freedom?
Oh, Sissy, I never thought I'd enjoy it so much.
Oh, I know that feeling. We all do. I'll bet you won't care if you never see those prison walls again.
Actually, I might be going back soon.
What? Why would you do that?
You must be wondering why I finally accepted John Randall's help.
I figured you'd finally come to your senses.
Well, not exactly. Oh, Sissy, I finally realized that I could do a lot more on the outside.
More what?
I want to work for the women's prison. I want to make sure that their rights are upheld, and I want to improve their conditions. And John Randall has offered to help me.
Did he now? Well, I'm happy for you. You're the sort of person who needs to help others. And I think you found yourself a great cause. I just have one favor to ask.
Whatever you want.
Promise not to leave us too soon.
Oh, I'll be here for a while.
Oh, good.
I just have a lot to think about yet.
Okay. Start right here. Work your way around. Left or right, it's up to you.
Some choice.
Yeah. Okay, let's, first thing you do is you wet the rag.
You know, I don't think I'm going to be very good at this.
Well, you'll never know till you try. Go on, wet the rag. Good. Now start.
Yeehaw.
Okay, now comes the fun part.
You call that fun?
Well, a couple of hours, you'll love it.
Seen happier employees.
Well, at least we're getting the windows washed and give me more time to spend finishing the renovations.
Just 2 more rooms and then the weekender cottages and you're through, right?
Yeah.
Patricia, this place is just lovely.
Oh, thank you, Maria. Listen, I want you to know that you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like.
Oh, I appreciate that, but that wouldn't be right.
Well, if it'd make you feel any better, maybe you'd like to earn your keep. Say, work the reception desk?
That's a great idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Great, I'd love to.
Great, then welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm an employee here. I'm entitled.
That's a bottle of beer.
That's just what I need. All these windows makes a guy thirsty.
Water will quench your thirst just fine.
Give me a break. It's 1 beer.
The drinking age is 21. You're what, 17 physically? Mentally, a lot less than that.
Oh, stop. You're killing me.
He may be a friend of Crystal's, but he's trouble.
I knew that the minute I saw him.
You probably think I'm crazy letting Maria stay here when we need every full-paying guest we can get. It's just that she's, a friend of Sissy's, and I figure she could use a break.
Mm-hmm. Did I say you were crazy?
Well, I'm just not sure what kind of businesswoman this makes me.
Well, what's important is the kind of woman it makes you.
Hi.
I never thought I'd see you here.
Yeah, because of what happened last time. Look, maybe I said some things without thinking first.
Oh, yeah?
I'd like to try and work it out.
Oh, Randy. Oh, I want that more than anything in the world.
Crystal. How come every time I track you down, you're busy gabbing with someone? You said you'd talk first thing in the morning.
Look, I'm sorry. Randy Carter, meet Rick Robbins. Rick, Randy Carter. Look, I promise. Later.
Why didn't you tell me things were so desperate? I thought we were going to be honest with each other.
I didn't want you worrying about anything.
But if we talked, we'd have never gotten in all this trouble.
I know, I know. From now on, we'll work things out together, okay?
Absolutely.
And do you still feel the same about us getting married?
Of course. From now on, we're going to be totally honest with each other. No secrets. Is it a deal?
You know, I think this is just all moving too fast.
Huh?
I don't think you realize how bad you hurt me. I can't go through something like that again. Before we get married, I need proof that you really do trust me.
Crystal.
I gotta protect myself. Maybe we should just think about this some more.
Crystal.
What's wrong? Randy's out there. I can't let him see me.
Why not?
I'm still a fugitive.
You know, someday I'm gonna get a 4-wheel drive truck just like this and do it right into the woods.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Is Crystal your girlfriend or something? Yeah. You two look pretty tight.
Well, I thought we were until a minute ago.
Problems, huh? Yeah, well, you just don't know how to handle her.
Oh, yeah? What do you advise?
Well, for starters, you never show her that you're hot like that for her. I mean, it puts her in the driver's seat too much.
Aren't you supposed to be washing windows or something?
You have very hard water here. I'm waiting for it to soften. See what I mean about playing it cool? She wants me bad.
Yeah?
It's obvious. Every time I blow her off like that, she just gets nuts. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll make a bet with you. I bet I can land Debbie before you can bag Crystal.
All right. You're on.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about the inconvenience, Mr. Dawson.
This is more than an inconvenience.
It's just that there's been no other guests that complained about
Well,
that
maybe
mattress.
they like a mattress that feels like lumpy oatmeal.
I'll look into it right away.
Never mind looking into it. Just change the mattress.
I swear that man makes Captain Goddard seem like a satisfied customer.
Now what?
His mattress made it impossible for him to sleep last night.
He has one of the new mattresses. Want me to go look into it?
I want to see this for myself.
All right, let's go.
Listen, dummy. Why didn't you tell me that Randy was here? What if he had seen me?
Why would that matter?
I am a fugitive, Bubblehead.
So Randy wouldn't turn you in?
We don't know that.
Randy wouldn't hurt anyone, especially a friend of mine. Maria knows you're a fugitive, too.
I trust Maria. Randy's something else altogether. I have a good thing going here for Debbie and me. I intend to keep it going.
Well, it doesn't look like lumpy oatmeal.
But does it feel like lumpy oatmeal?
Well, I guess I can check and see whether it does. I just refuse to taste whether it does, too.
I don't feel anything.
He's out of his mind.
Well, people don't sleep on their hands. Maybe you can only feel the lumps if you're in a horizontal position.
Well?
The only lumps I feel are my lumps. This bed feels great. Come on, see for yourself.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, no, come on. Otherwise, you won't have a leg to stand on with Mr. Dawson.
Okay. Well?
Well?
I don't feel anything. I think Mr. Dawson's got lumps in his head.
I think you're right.
Would you believe that he complained yesterday that his room was so sunny he had to take a nap with sunglasses on?
No. Why didn't he just get up and go close the drapes?
Because he said he paid for a room with a view. He expected a view.
Well, come on, we better get up. I don't want to mess this bed up. Something else to complain about.
You know what?
What?
The old coot deserves it.
Excuse me. Your precious Patricia isn't as proper as she seems.
Well, what brought this on?
Just now I walked into room 4, and what did I find? Patricia and Joe in bed.
In bed?
Well, not in bed that way, but close to it. He was right over her. Their lips were just inches apart.
I doubt it was what you think.
Come on, Sissy, I know what's going on. I see Meadows putting her hooks in Joe.
Well, what's it to you? You're not interested in Joe yourself.
Well, could you blame me if I was? Joe's a nice guy. He's not bad looking either.
That's absolutely true.
The best part is he always treats me with respect.
Joe treats everyone that way. He'd be a fine catch for any woman.
Yeah, anyone but me.
Now, why do you say that?
Oh, Sissy, come on. Guys like Joe never give me a tumble. Who knows? Maybe in another time, another place.
You sound like you're delivering your eulogy. Now stop it. Love can come waltzing into your life at any time. And soon enough, it will.
Hey! Looks like you got nothing to do, too.
I'm not supposed to be working.
Yeah, well, it could be dangerous for me. It's much too hot out here for me.
It's always too dangerous for you.
You know, what would be perfect, though, is a swim. Now, how about it? A little skinny dip in the lake?
Oh. You want to dip, do you?
question.
Don't go jumping to conclusions.
Well,
I don't remember.
I'll bet. Come on, let's get you inside some dry clothes.
Crystal, can we talk now?
You're soaked. Go inside and get a towel and dry off.
I figured you'd left.
Well, you told me to think things over, Crystal, so I did. And I realized something. I really do love you, and I was wrong not to trust you.
Oh, Randy, I love you.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Back to my place. Our place.
I can't. I mean, I can't just up and leave here without notice. I gotta go vacuum the upstairs.
Crystal!
Come in.
Well, I finished room 10. You can add that to the available list.
Now we just have to find the guest to put in there.
We will.
Wish we were full up. I sure'd like to evict Mr. Dawson.
I don't know. I kind of like having him around.
You do?
Yeah. Maybe he'll complain about his bed again. See ya.
I've been nice enough about this long enough. Now, come on, talk.
Ricky, I've got way too much work. Okay. What do you want to know?
I want to know what my mom was like.
Well, she was a real nice woman. She had lots of friends. Everyone liked her.
And you were one of her best friends?
I guess you could say that. Your mother and I were very close.
You know, Randy told me you're 24, but Gloria, the woman who raised me, said that my mom would be 33 if she were still alive. It's kind of big age difference.
You know, that's one thing that made Mary Lou so special. She could relate to people of all ages.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why it explains why she left me with Gloria instead of you. You were only 7 when I was born.
That's right.
Yeah. It's too bad. For someone with so many friends, she couldn't have found a worse person than Gloria to dump me with.
She didn't just dump you, Ricky. Giving you up tore her to pieces. But she knew she couldn't raise you by herself.
Yeah, well, she should have thought about that before she started screwing around.
Just watch your mouth.
Why? It's what she was doing, screwing around.
You don't know anything about it.
I know plenty. If she would have been smart enough to use birth control or something, she would have never gotten herself in that kind of trouble.
Well, and where would that have left you?
Who cares? Obviously, she was nothing but a dumb slut.
Don't you ever talk like that.
It's none of your damn business. We're talking about my mother.
You're talking about me. I'm your mother.
Next on Dangerous Women.
All right, Ricky. You want the truth? Sit down.